Welcome everyone, I'm Suzanne Morgan. Thanks for joining my 21-day yoga challenge. Today we're going to work with Padmasana, full lotus pose. Padmasana, full lotus, is an intermediate to advanced yoga pose. This is not a pose that's meant for everyone. So do heed the warning with this. If you feel any distress in the body, particularly the knees, you need to back off of it, come out of it, and maybe it takes you quite a long time, maybe even a few years, to be able to access this pose. You need the openness with the hips and also the flexibility in the front of the thighs to be able to access Padmasana. Let's get started. Let's start with the legs out. We're going to point and flex the feet. It's important to warm up the ankles and the feet, preparing for this pose. I'm going to show you some basics of how to get into this pose today. We'll warm up first. I'll show you some basics, and then I'm going to show, for those advanced yogis out there, I'm going to show you two advanced variations with Padmasana. And then when you're ready, go ahead and draw the legs in. We're going to take the hip and open it up out to the side. So holding on to that foot, you can even hook that foot on the inside of the elbow. Slowly waking up the hips. Really important to do this cradle pose as you prepare for Padmasana. Just slowly letting that knee open up towards the right, open up towards the left. Breathing, nice deep breaths, and then go ahead and release that down. And we'll change sides. And so from here, we'll stack one foot on top of the opposite knee. This is Agnyasana, fire log pose. This pose, if you're not able to stack the foot on top of the opposite knee like this, then probably full lotus is not meant for you, at least not at this time. So this is a great warm-up pose for full lotus. And you can inhale and lengthen up through the spine, nice and long, and exhale and walk it forward, fold it forward. Yoga is a metaphor for life. During our practice, it really gives us the opportunity to look at how we navigate through the world. Do we push and strive, even when we're abusing and distressing the body or the mind or the spirit? Yoga really gives us the ability to create awareness in our lives, not only for our body and what we're doing in the yoga poses, but to also use that skill to transcend and to look at what we're doing off the mat. And then we'll go ahead and change sides. So flexing the feet. I like to push down on the hands and lift up and lengthen the spine. Nice and long. This pose, fire log pose, is excellent if you have sciatica or tightness in the outsides of the hips. This really works to strengthen and lengthen the IT band. So your forward fold can simply be just a little bit here, or you could come all the way forward. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and come up. And then we're going to sit back onto the heels. So folding those heels underneath of us, sitting back. This pose, if you're a newer yogi, this pose is great for opening up the thighs. If this is already too much for the knees, then go ahead and put a block underneath of you and or a blanket. And then you can just work here at opening up the thighs and getting the flexibility in the thighs. Oftentimes when people feel distress or pain in the knees when they do yoga poses, it's because another part of the body is really tight and isn't quite ready to accept that pose. Maybe that just means waking up and warming up the body more that day. And sometimes it just means that it could take years to access that. Then walk the feet a little bit out. We're going to sink the tailbone down towards the ground. And we can pull the flesh out to the side. So the feet are out to the sides of the body. And again, lengthening up through the spine here. So this is a great pose to do to, again, get a little bit more flexibility in the thighs, preparing for Padmasana. A couple more deep breaths. Eyes are soft. And then push into the hands. Inhale and come up. We'll take one foot back. That heel goes all the way back. See if you can feel the strength from the glutes on out through that back heel, so you're activating that whole back of the leg. And change sides. Deep breaths. And then gently drop that knee down, cross the ankles back behind, and then you can sit back. We'll take the legs out straight again. So this time we're going to draw the right heel in towards the pelvis, right heel in towards the pelvis. Nice and tight. And so the back of that knee is closed. So in preparation for full lotus, we'll do half lotus with one leg out straight. Keeping the back of the knee closed and both feet flexed, that's really important for opening up the back, is you can pick up that foot and draw that heel. What we try to do is get that heel all the way in. Probably the further up you can get that heel, the less it will push on that thigh. For some of you, this isn't going to be accessible, so you can just work here. Take a few deep breaths. And you can also add a forward fold to this on your exhale coming forward. Inhale and come up. To come out of this, you're going to roll to the left side. Keep the back of the knee bent. Place that heel back down, that foot back down, and then extend that leg out. Really important to be careful of how you come in and out of these poses. Now with that left heel coming all the way in. And then keeping the back of the knee closed. We try to open up here from the hip. It's not so much the knee, but the hip that opens up that gives us the ability to place that heel way up so it's pushing right into the organs. Inhale and exhale and fold it forward. And then go ahead and come back up. We place that foot back down, keeping the back of the knee closed, and extend that leg back out. Now again, drawing that right heel in towards the pelvis. This time go ahead and keep the back of the knee closed. We open up through the hips, so taking that hip out, flexing that foot, and then drawing that in towards the body. Now for full lotus, we're going to lean back, bend the left knee, and take that hip to the outside and then draw the feet in. You can push down through the hands here to get a nice long spine. If full lotus is accessible to you, here are 2 challenge poses that you can add to your Padmasana. Push into the hands And then you're going to start rolling onto the knees and coming all the way down. So again, this pose is not meant for everyone. This is a deep, deep challenge pose. Be very careful with the knees. To come out of it, push into the hands like a push-up and rolling back and coming back. The second challenge pose is to take the hands by the sides, push into the hands, and lift off. So you're pulling that belly in, pulling in through the core, slight round in the back, and go ahead and release that down. Thanks for joining me today. Namaste.